Good morning. It's Kula here at OptionScalps. I am still recovering. I don't know. I'm sick, but I'm recovering. Hope you all had a great weekend. We are about to get started. So, make sure you have your notifications on. Check us out every morning, or at least we try to come on every morning. But that is what it is. Okay, a couple different areas here. This is SPY. We're at the end of the month here today, y'all. If you take a look, let's take a look at this on a different. Let's take a look at this. Let's go 1 month. Okay, so on a monthly basis, we are up 1.38% for the month. For September, excuse me. September, we're up 1.38% for the month. It's not a crazy showing. I wouldn't be surprised if we sat here right at 570 today for a close. Now, can we move between the numbers? Sure. I posted this out on the on a couple different social media posts. Showing that virtually above this green line, I think you need to be looking for calls moving into targeting all-time highs again, even into pressing to 576.16 area. But if we are starting to open near this low near 570, right? So this, if you closed underneath this right here, then you got to close below 570, and you start to get like a Drano day, or let's just say it like this. If we open down here and you start to see a push below 570, well, your targets are here, here, and here for any type of reversal, but you need to be watching that this doesn't just turn into a drain day. Okay. Options don't really support that. Options show the floor at 568. So watch virtually a bounce in this range. Unless we start really seeing some type of a drain, like for me, a close, like a solid 15-minute candle close underneath this is good enough to open at least a lot of short swing, right? So you're looking for this to retrace back down in this range or even further for a lotto swing. You're looking for this thing to roll all the way back towards 560 plus. And yeah, so I think we had some data showing virtually that anytime we had a September up, October was, I think it was like 90% backwards. So it's not a bad thing. Our little swing meter right here, we are seeing a bit of a potential topping, and we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. See if this thing wants to roll back over. I personally think that's what's going to happen. They give us that 560 area, and then it's just really, do we pull back even further? So the interesting thing here for me is Apple. We did gap up today, and looks like we're going to gap up. We're right on trend for me. Okay. This is a trend that will be right on. If I had to guess today, Apple's probably going to sell off. But if you do see, well, sell off in the sense that it comes back down, say, to this 228.62 range, or potentially even clears these lows here at 227.57. So that would look like a open and sell, chasing these lows down here, and then potentially wanting to try to make a run back up to this range. I would look for this 233 to hold. It may spike above it a little bit if it does press over this range. Like let's say let's say it confirms itself on this little trend or whatever, um, and it runs for 233. I don't think it's going to get much more higher than 233. At least not today. At least not today. Um, we'll do a little bit of a options dive. SPY showing us today 573, 573, almost 574. As far as the swings, 570 calls had a huge wall on it. I think we closed below that today. The bottom is 566, so I wasn't quite honest with you on SPY. Let's go back and take a look at this real quick. 566, definitely on the table today. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this. Like I said, if we see this thing open and a candle close below that level, I would definitely look at this thing to potentially have some type of sell-off. And usually those type of sell-offs would have a 2-day type of a selling event. Okay, and what do I mean by that? That would be exactly like this day right here. This is what it would look like. Pushed up, we opened below a certain threshold, and it just kept draining. And then the next day, it sold again, and then eventually it pops, right? But looks like more so of a 2-day selling event. We'll see if that's what's going to happen. We'll see what it looks like, but that's kind of generally how that goes. That's generally how that goes. We'll see if it gets under 570. Next thing for me, let's take a look at NVDA real quick. NVIDIA's got a gap down here, head and shoulders type of look here. On multiple facets, you have your head and shoulders here. You also have your shoulders here. Look for it to target this 115 area. Don't get stuck in some type of short here, though, y'all. It wouldn't be surprising to see this thing bounce off of 117.61 and look to try to run back up towards that 120 area. Would not be surprising at all to see that. Pull this up. Let me pull this off screen. I'll load this stuff up beforehand. We're starting to see a potential, while this is loading, I guess, let's pull this up over here. We're starting to see a potential short opportunity here, using a 4-day moving average here. It can really give you insight on a potential trend starting to happen. I think you need to look at Netflix. I think you need to look at Netflix for a potential longer term short. I think that you live and die with a 730 stop loss. But I do think this is a definite topping type of candle set here. And we've lost the 4-day moving average here twice now. I think that you need to be targeting into that 689 range, all the way back down into probably the heaviest level that we have here is around 675. I think it's going to settle around there. I think Netflix is topping. You're seeing a potential break in its moving average. The trend is starting to give us the moving average showing us that the trend is starting to show some weakness in regards to this wave up. I do believe that Netflix is topping. Watch for that thing to move back down into that range. We've got multiple big time ranges here that you need to be keeping an eye on. It's in this level right here, in this level right here, and in this level here. And we'll just tap this one up right here. Those are your 4 levels right there that you need to look at for some type of larger pullback. I think any of those levels right there can be considered. Those ranges, okay, can be considered in regards to this pullback happening. We're looking at the weekly. We haven't broke that moving average, but I assume that it's going to this week. That was a little off track. We don't really cover Netflix, and I don't really trade it, but it is something that caught my eye. Okay, so today or this week, I am watching NVDA. It does look as if, we have a high of 125 and a bottom of 110. So that kind of puts us on track to what we were looking for. But as you expand the month here, we do start to see a higher range of that 130 start to grow. Top goes to the 125.50, but we're just kind of range bound. I told everybody that we're really kind of priced appropriately for the risk here, I think, on NVIDIA at 1200 or at 120. But I've been saying it since, back in the day when we were at 900. I said 1200 is the mark. And that was my forward PE calculations. I think that's going to be the topping on it. Short term, we got to start seeing some growth, not just if you want anything more than 1200, 13, or excuse me, 120 and 130, you got to see a big pop on earnings, because otherwise it doesn't justify it. You'll start to see risk being taken off the forward PE. Okay, NVIDIA, like I said, targeting this area 117. I'm off track today, y'all. I'm sorry. It's live today and it's showing 120. Excuse me, 117.61 on a potential bounce here. We swept a low. Wouldn't be surprised to see that bounce, retargeting 120 to 121. Your actual target here for us would be 115.28. So watch for that to be a target down here and get that cleared. And let's move on to Tesla. Tesla, interesting little look here. I do think that we're going to find ourselves bouncing one more time here. But if we do get the slide here, this is a change of character for me. Would not be surprised to see this thing. Let's say that we get a close underneath this range here. We're opening at 258, right? Let's say that this thing doesn't just spike up and try to come back up here, which is more than likely what this is going to do. Then try to get that high right there. I would be surprised if this thing doesn't. Let's say like it hangs down here and we get a 15-minute candle close down here on a reversal. I think you should be looking at it targeting this low here at 254, and then also targeting all these lows here at 250 into 245.63, excuse me. I think you need to be watching all of these lows to be attempted over this week. I do not see much upside this week. I could be wrong, but I do not think that I think we've made a short-term high. A short-term high across multiple tickers. I think Tesla's one of them. I think they'll burn out everybody who's super bullish. All these dealers will sit here and just collect everybody's premium and then push this thing down before they push it back up again. So watch for October to have some weakness. Everybody's super bullish. They'll love to pull the rug when everyone's bullish, steal your money, buy a premiums cheap, and run it back up when they're selling you puts. So it's just the way of the market. But anyways, looks good for a short-term pullback. If we do get over to 261, 265 to 270, we already went over these targets last week. It has room to kind of run up a little bit, but I do think there'll be a short-term weakness in running into that 250-ish range, or 250 high 240 range, and then maybe we'll see this thing kind of make another push back up, and then before another push down, and then so we'll cover those when the day comes. But I do think a short-term high short-term highs in for NVIDIA or for Tesla. If we do get a break in the continuation of a 261, it's going to head to 270. But don't be surprised if you get a little snub nose, little break and reversal, right? A little false break. Don't be surprised if you get that. Okay. All right. Hey, y'all, my brain's so scattered today. I'm going to just go ahead and tell you that that's going to be it for today. I didn't have anything set today, and as far as what I want to talk about, and I can tell you, it's showing. It's showing. I didn't have anything that I really want to set there and look at. But while I got you here, got you again. If you're interested in joining, if you're interested in joining our Discord, we have a free community here you can join. I am going to switch it over where our free community gets our options mastery book when you sign up. I also get access to our Discord. If you're interested in kind of finding out how we trade, what we do, maybe even seeing our trades, if you join our VIP program, you get access to all those. You also get access to our private indicator. It's what you see on all my technical analysis. Gives you the ability and visual on how to target with our strategy. So it's only $14.99 a month or $14.99 a week. We have a $50 a month option with a two-day free trial. Come try it out or don't. Doesn't really matter to me. It's up to you guys, and appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks.